Hello, everyone, and welcome to the sharing group. I am so excited, y'all. I am so excited about today's guest. I really am. Today's Course in Miracles lesson is lesson 74, which states, there is no will but God's. There is no will but God's. And today, everyone, I am so excited to connect you with one of the most delightful and beautiful people I know, my dear friend, Fiona Jaynes. Fiona has a spiritual journey that includes all of the different rays of our experience here in this dimension. And through this, she has developed a wisdom and clarity of heart, which enables her to be an expression of the will of God. Through her love and positivity as an intuitive life coach and channeler, Fiona helps people see the beauty and the essence of who they truly are. I am so glad we are finally here, Fiona. Welcome to the sharing group.
What an honour to be here. I'm so excited and I'm truly grateful for this opportunity to share love, positivity and my journey. And I'm looking forward to what we're going to create today.
Yes, I am too. So you can start expressing to us your personal spiritual journey and how you came to where you are now.
Well, thank you, Loretta. So I'm going to start a little bit before my awakening. And I was always aware that there was an energy because I had a few little energetic experiences. I've been able to give messages to people, although I didn't do mediumship skills. Just occasionally I would get certain messages for people and they would be reasonably accurate. I predicted a colleague having a baby, for instance, a grandmother come through, and I told her that it was going to be a little boy, and indeed she did give birth to a little boy. And another colleague, I was able to give a little message also from a childhood friend that had passed away. So before my experience, I'd had a few experiences, that's just a couple, and I'd not had a religious upbringing at all. I was christened, and I did go to Sunday school as a child, but that was it. I've never read the Bible, and I did go to church, but only for weddings, funerals. So it was a bit of a shock when I had my spiritual awakening, which I'll obviously share with you now. So what happened was I said to myself that I was open to there being a God because of my energetic experiences. But I didn't know if there was one. I didn't know if there was a Jesus either. In fact, I used to say, well, maybe Jesus was sort of a raggy healing master or something like that. So, I was open, but, I wasn't convinced. So what happened was there was a family issue that turned me to wanting to meditate, and I've never meditated before.
Okay.
So I decided to meditate, and after a while, I started feeling energy around me, and it started putting my hands together, and I was creating sort of symbols with my hands, and I was very excited to think, what's going on. Obviously, I looked up and I found out the buttress, and so that was quite exciting. And then one day I went to see a friend who was a psychic artist. I told her the situation, the family situation, and and we had a conversation, and she got me to put a pen on paper, and I drew an eye automatically, which I've never done before.
You said you drew. You said you drew what automatically?
An eye.
An eye. Gotcha.
An eye. Yes.
Yeah.
And symbolically, I suppose the third eye.
Yeah.
At the time, it's just what I drew. And we were having a chat, and she recommended a person who could do tarot. So I decided to go and visit this gentleman, and he gave me a tarot reading. And at the end of it, just as I was leaving, he said to me, and it finished, the tarot reading had finished, and he said to me, "You are going to be a channeler." Now, I didn't know what a channeler was. I went, "Oh, thank you." And thank you. And so off I went. And I thought, what's a channeler? So I looked up a channeler, and lo and behold, it was actually something that I sort of knew about, but didn't know, because a friend at work had recommended that a person who channeled Abraham Hicks, which she's a famous channeler. Mm-hmm. And I looked over it very briefly, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's interesting," and then forgot about it. I just let it go. And I think that was the universe and God sort of preparing me for what was to come. So I looked up the channeler. I was like, "Oh, it's them. Oh, well, that's what it is. Okay, fair enough." So I then decided to do some channel writing, and it worked. And I got my Archangel Michael through, and my grandfather. I was very excited. And then some channel writing began. And then over a period of time, suddenly I started having, feeling energy more, and I started hearing voices in my mind. And they were, some were light and some were dark. Obviously I'm a person of light and love, so obviously I ignored the dark messages, but I was just wondering what was going on. So one day I said, "If you're really real, then send me a woodpecker, because I've only ever seen a woodpecker once in the whole time I'd been at my house." So about a week or so passed, and all these strange experiences were happening to me. I was connecting to music, was an amazing one. And I would be full of joy, and I started being able to feel the vibration of the music in my actual energy. It was incredible. But I said, these voices continued, and I just said, if obviously if you were real, so send this woodpecker. And then one day, this voice said to me, because I kept on asking, "What's going on?" And this voice said to me, "What you are looking for is God." And at that moment, there was a woodpecker on the tree. At that moment. And I was like blown away, because I had just found out that God was real. At that moment in time, I was like, gone from not believing in God to God is real. I was just so overcome. I was in shock. I would just pace the living room going, "God's real." I was so like overwhelmed. I couldn't believe it, and I was so happy, because I thought, wow, God is real.
That's right.
So from that, then amazing experiences started happening to me. I had a moment of bliss. I was just walking, I had chickens at the time, and I was just walking to the chickens, and all of a sudden this energy hit me, and I looked around, and the whole world seemed amazing. I was looking around in awe, and I just felt so full of bliss. And I was so excited that I took a picture of a tree. It seemed so amazing. But then after the bliss subsided, it was just a picture of a tree. But at the time, it was the most beautiful tree I had ever seen. Mm-hmm. So then these continued, and the wisdom started coming through, and then one day I heard a lot of welcome, 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 and suddenly I felt lots of different connections, and then one particular connection was Mother Gaia. She said, "I'm Mother Gaia. Welcome, I am Mother Gaia." And then another one that I remember, they said, "Welcome, we are the Lyrans. You are not ready. We will come back." So I was like, "What's the Lyrans? Let me look that up." So I looked it up, and I spelled Lirans, because I hadn't heard of the Lyrans. I didn't even know if it was real. So I looked it up and I couldn't find anything. A couple of days later, I suddenly come across a post about Lyrans, spelled Lyrans. So I was like, "Oh, they're real." And I found out they were ancient light beings. So that's sort of what happened to me, and how I became a channeler, firstly. Now, what happened is they started giving me guidance. They started helping me to understand that I was on a path of unconditional love, and that there was nothing but happiness and joy ahead of me. And so I ended up giving up my job. I gave up my marriage, my house. Everything seemed to be sort of stripped away. But I just knew that I was on this beautiful path of unconditional love, and I knew that I had to go within. So I had to connect. Now, of course, when you're first going through something, you want to start looking in books, Course in Miracles, and many other beautiful texts. And they said to me personally in my journey, they said to me that I needed to go within, and that my knowledge would come from within, and that everything that I would need to know will be taught automatically through the light, through love, through joy and happiness, through God. And then God came to speak to me, and God said to me, what do you want? And this voice that I knew was myself said, a beautiful life. And then that's what's been happening. I've been slowly transforming all the past, all the pain, anything that I held on from a child up into an adult is slowly being transcended into beautiful love and experience, and that is where I'm at. So I became a vegan also. And again, this is my journey. And I gave up eating meat and dairy. Again, it was a beautiful gift of love. I didn't have any withdrawals or anything. It just happened energetically. So it was an incredible experience. I've had a massive transformation. My life has totally changed. And now I am living in the present moment, and I allow God and the light beings to guide me through my life. So that's what has happened through my change. But now I experience miracles every day, and I have amazing experiences. They joke with me, we have fun. I get to see the most beautiful things in even going for a walk. They connect me to the nature, and I even got to see a meteorite the other day, and that is the fourth one since my awakening. But for the first time, I saw a meteorite in the daytime. Wow. And it was beautiful. There was a flash in the sky, and then this blue light went across the sky at 6 o'clock in the morning. I was just walking the dog. I just suddenly stopped. I just felt to look up at the sky, and then it happened. And I was so blessed. Because I'd seen a meteorite at night time, but never in the day, and I knew it was a gift of love. So, you know, these sort of things happen to me all the time. I get connected to music a lot. And music is a massive, is a beautiful gift to help you keep your vibration up, but also my energy gets connected to it. So I get to feel it deeper than you would as if you were just listening to it with your ears. It's almost like when you go to a concert and you get lost in the music. Well, imagine that, but heightened. And it's in your living room and you're just putting a song on. You don't even have to go to a concert. It's just, and I feel the beauty of it and the connection to it. And they've done a couple of times. There's one particular song, and it has a crescendo moment, and I felt the beauty of the song, and all of a sudden the energy went shooting up into the heavens. I could feel my energy shooting up at the crescendo moment, and it just felt like an incredible experience. So I get very blessed with beautiful gifts of love a lot.
Wow, thank you so much, Fiona. That is such a fantastic experience. Thank you for sharing. How did you deal with the dark energy? And I know many people, when they are opening up to spiritual interaction, they do have this time when they kind of go through both light and dark energy that are trying to penetrate. How did you manage that?
That's a beautiful question. Thank you for asking that, Loretta, because it's very important that we talk about darkness and not have fear of it. Because without darkness, we cannot understand our existence, because we do have to have the opposite. And the gift that they gave me through being able to connect to both at first, and then slowly I've been transcending all of my pain and trauma over my childhood to my adulthood. So what they did was they showed me the gift of what darkness does for us, because we have a beautiful existence in the physical, because we get to do so many things that give us emotions. Now, the darkness needs love. It is without love. So my gift and what the light taught me was that we need to give love to the darkness and not fear it, and not bring darkness to it even more by being angry. Or looking to love and looking to light will help and bring a lightness to any darkness. So, and I mean, obviously my guidance speak more about that. But you know, what they did for me was they taught me how to give love to the darkness, and that God is love, light, joy, and happiness, and is the gift of obviously unconditional love. And that's what we need to do for darkness, for it cannot love itself. And that is the beauty of God, for God always gives love.
I love that. I love that answer. I love that truth. And it's so true. It doesn't come up for more impoverishment. It doesn't come up in poverty for more, like you said, for more darkness, for fear, for anger. It comes for love. And I love that, the perspective on that. And for us to really view dark energy in a different way, to not be afraid of it, but in that way, by loving it, we transmute it. It gets what it needs, and it, goes away. So that's
and the gift is that no matter how much darkness you hold within yourself, because the darkness is without love. So all of us, if we've had some type of trauma or pain, it is a sadness, is what my guides call it. And it's a gift of understanding, to understand what emotions are. So everything that we do is a contrast to duality. It's light and dark. Because if we did not have the dark, then we'd be all light, and then everything would just be pure love, and then we wouldn't be able to have the experiences that we have.
Right.
So everything that we do has duality in it. However, when you bring love to the dark, then that is different again, because light is love and love is light. But love is love, and unconditional love can transform anything. And the gift is being able to love something and not expect anything back in return. That is unconditional love. When we love someone and we expect something back, that is not unconditional love. So that is the gift of God, and that's what I was given. And so I'm on that path. And I have had beautiful experiences of sudden rushes of love for people, for strangers. Even I'm watching a program, and I don't watch programs anymore with violence. But one came up accidentally. It was a spiritual program, but they were just doing a reenactment. And all of a sudden I felt this energy connect with me, and I just felt love for this reenactment. It wasn't a comfortable watch. But what happened was, when that love come over me, I just saw it, and all I wanted to do was just love them. And I fully understood that they couldn't understand that they are unconditional love within. And it was another beautiful gift of understanding, even in that moment.
That is beautiful, Fiona. We rarely hear the term unconditional love. I do think that it can be an experience that is foreign to many of us. I mean, we think about our relationship with our parents, right? Which is the first relationship that we encounter. And it's very conditional, unfortunately. You know, I love you as long as you do this, and you better not do that. And even the concept of God, right? Source, people have overlaid that with so much conditioning. So unconditional love is such a beautiful space to walk into. What was your first understanding of unconditional love when you were introduced to the concept, when the angel started talking to you about that?
Thank you. That is a brilliant question. And my guides are giving me the moment I decided to forgive. Because I let go of some things that happened to me by other people. And to let go of something that has given me pain is an unconditional love act.
Wow. Forgiveness.
Yeah.
Wow. That's incredible. So, Fiona, you channel angels. That's so exciting. So how did you first learn that you would be stepping into this space of channeling angels? And then maybe after that we can have you channel your angels for everyone who will be watching. That's exciting. How did you first come to that space, or come to know that you will be channeling angels?
Well, I'm being given when God spoke to me and said, I give you Archangel Gabriel. And that was the gift that was given. And I actually have a a beautiful gift actually. Before I awakened, I had two feathers and they floated under the window up to the ceiling and landed at my feet. And me and my husband actually thought that it was like a fly or something at first, because it just the way it floated in and then landed at my feet, and then it turned out to be two feathers connected together. And then when I awakened, they got me to create a beautiful gift and it says guardian angels on it, and a beautiful poem. And so I created that, and it was such a gift of heart. And then I realized that people had started giving me angels before I even awakened. People were giving me presents of angels. And then after I awakened, people started giving me more presents of angels. And and then obviously when God said, I give you Archangel Gabriel, and then obviously Archangel Michael came through on the channeling, and then they just let me know that they were angels, and that there was never any particular. Very occasionally a name will come through, but they say to me that, well, I mean, you can ask them, but I go through I could go through many gifts of the angels and what they teach me. But the one I'm just going to say is that they say to me that when you connect to one angel, you connect to all angels. There's no separation. You don't even have to have a name. You can just have the intention of connecting with angels of God, and they will hear you. And even if you may not hear them at first, you just keep connecting, and then you might suddenly get some intuitive answers. You might suddenly go, oh, I know what to do with a specific thing. Mm-hmm. And that is the angels speaking to you. And even though sometimes it feels like you, they are giving you the inspiration.
I love that. I love that. I love that. So, Fiona, when you are ready, I do have a few questions I would like to ask your angels. Yeah, I have several questions that I think will be beneficial for the collective and our relationship with angels. And my first question is, many people still think that talk of angels is, airy fairy talk, and they have a difficult time integrating the idea that they have angels around them, that they have angels assigned to them even. What is your message to those people who are just on the cusp of trying to understand that angels do exist?
Thank you for the question. Just going to go into channeling mode, and then they will answer.
Okay. Take your time. Take your time.
I am. Thank you for the gift that you are, Loretta. Thank you for the joy of your question. And thank you for the love that you are. We are truly grateful to come together in this moment to give you an answer to your question and to give a beautiful message to all that listen. The gift of our hearts is always one, but we are all one. And as all look upon their own self as single, as a separate being, one within self, they truly are always one within all. For we are them and they are us. We are with them every step of the way. There is no separation. There can only be the gift of love in between everything. So love always extends itself into itself, into itself, into itself. It cannot be separated, and it will always be forever, infinitely. And to relate to angels, well, in the gift of your heart, when you have a joyous moment, when you look to love, when you look to the joy that you are, when you see the light in a child, the touch of a friend, the gift of a lover, the happiness of everything that you feel gives you the highest of joy in your heart, that is us. We are everything in everything, love itself, as you are love itself, which you have forgotten for this experience of understanding. And that is the earth experience, to understand in each journey of self. And all are individual, all are beautiful, and all are a gift. And so we say, when you relate to angels, you always need to just see the gift of love, and then you are connecting to angels there.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I know that this is a question that's coming up from many people is, and I know that we're all one. I know we're all one. However, where we are in our ascension process is a lot of us still need confirmation. So with that being said, how can we tell or how can we differentiate our voice from that of an angel? Do we do what Fiona did, where she asked for a sign that resonated with her, and therefore within her mind construct was able to accept, okay, this is the response, this is confirmation. Do you have any advice for us in that regard, in terms of trusting and accepting that we're being communicated with?
Another beautiful question. And what we say to you is the gift of love always gives you all that you need. In your journey of self, for that is what you choose. You choose this journey and you choose the gifts that it gives you. In every moment, there is always an opportunity to ask a sign. There's always an opportunity to look at many different aspects of self in order to create something new. Because everything has great meaning. There is nothing that does not give you meaning in some way. Because you take in every bit of information and you we shall say, you transmit it into a light that gives its understanding to your own self, but then to all. It is not wasted, even one moment. Everything that you do, even the stroke of a hair, is and has great meaning. So, in life is a beautiful gift. And we would also like to give the message that everything you do, there is no right, there is no wrong. There is only experience. Because once you call it right, once you call it wrong, then it is judgment. Mm-hmm. Once you recognize that it is an experience to be learned and grow and create, then you understand the true nature of your experience as a human, as a person, as a single thinking entity, we shall say, because you are always looking at a greater need to understand yourself. Mm-hmm. And yourself is always looking for answers. And the answers come forward in many messages. It can be a song, it can be a movie, it can be a friend saying one line, a stranger saying one line. It can be it can be seeing something for the first time and recognizing that you knew that it was going to happen, yet it did. And those are beautiful gifts of love and joy and happiness, saying, yes, that is your heart. That is your gift. Keep looking, keep asking and searching, for that is the gift of your journey.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Does everyone have an angel assigned to them? I feel like people need to hear that. Do we all have at least one angel around us?
We say yes, and as we say yes. And so we say you have more than one angel, but everything is not separated. As Fiona stated earlier, there is one angel, then there is all angels. It is just the one that you are connecting with and focusing on at that time. There's no separation. So all angels are connected to all, but there is nothing but love between us.
Thank you for that. Thank you. So how can people begin to connect with their guides and their angels? For those of us who are ready to step into that space, are there any tips, advice for us, to begin that process?
Thank you again for a beautiful question. And we say to you that the gift of connecting with your angels is always an open heart, firstly, to be open. And you have said the beautiful words, ready. However, if you have an open heart, then ready or not, we will come and we will make our presence known. For having an open heart is the gift of love. And you may ask, what is an open heart? And we say to you, an open heart is an open mind to let your heart, we shall say, the gift of love to expand. To be ready to realize there is more than what you have learned in your mind. For your mind is a beautiful gift, but it is a thinking energy. And the gift of thinking is that it asks questions all of the time. And the gift of love is that there are no questions to be asked, because love is everything. So therefore, all is understood. So everything that you ask is a gift of a journey. And that is the fun of being human. That is the fun of being on earth, because you have forgotten that you know everything. So the gift of understanding and the gift of learning is the joy of being a human being on earth.
Would you say that guides and angels and high vibrational beings on the other side, would you say that this is a part of their function, is to help us in this dimension to ascend?
What we will say is that function is a beautiful word, but it doesn't quite give the vibration of understanding. So we will change your word function to connecting. Because what we do is we are connected, and as we are connected, we are then, our frequency changes as we become something more. For we grow just as you grow. It is a beautiful gift of God to keep learning, to keep growing, and to be something more. So we get to be everything in everything. So we are constantly learning, for it is infinite. And the gift of giving to the humanity of earth is that we get to, we shall say, we get to feel the gift of your joy in learning. That is the highest gift that we can have, is to see you grow and to become something more. For that is the gift of God's heart. For the children are God's love. And so it is. And so it is.
Thank you so much for that. That's beautiful. Can you talk about, you all, can you talk about the importance of breath? Not just the importance of what does breath do for us. We know that meditation starts with breath. Can you express what that does for the mind body complex when we intentionally breathe?
A gift of love indeed. And so we will speak about breath. Breath is the essence of what you are. For without breath, there is only a physical body. For you need to breathe in order to regulate your body functions. And so even in your last dying breath, you take a breath. So what we say to you is breath is the gift of God. So it is God you are breathing in and out. And that is love. Love you are breathing in and out. And that is why it is so important. For God's breath is your life. And so we say to you, that is a gift that is of great importance. And when we master the breath, we can connect to God's heart through breath. And that can then transform us into a higher vibration. And that is why it is such a beautiful gift to talk about. And we thank you for the question.
Thank you so much. Thank you. How can people step into the space of channeling? And so say someone wants to channel, but there is fear that they will start picking up on dark energies. Do you have any advice for folks who are wanting to do that and may have that fear?
This is a beautiful question. Now, everybody's journey is individual. Mm-hmm. And some gifts are, as in Fiona's case, a gift of understanding in the love of what dark and light are. But for all those that are wanting to channel and choose to channel, then we will always give you the gift of surrounding yourself in the highest of love. Mm-hmm. Think of the most beautifulest moment that you can in your life and place it into your heart and ask that to be the guiding force in your channeling journey. Mm. Ask it to guide you, for that love is God, and it will give you all that you need. But if you do have connections with darkness in any form, always give it love. Mm. Don't, if you can, give it fear, for that is the gift that it is. And it is in need of love. Mm-hmm. And so we ask that you then connect to God or connect to whatever you believe in that is God to you. For we are and do accept all in all. So if it is Allah, then let it be. If it is God, let it be. If it's a creator, let it be. If it's source, let it be. And we could go on and on. But what we say is God allows all in all to be who they are. So just look to the guiding force of love and the name that you bring to that love.
Beautiful, beautiful. Last question. How do people, what is your advice to us if we are struggling with forgiveness? In this dimension, we know that it is an illusion and we're playing out these parts. And sometimes the head knowledge can't quite go down to the heart knowledge, and we may have a hard time with interactions and experiences we've had. Is there any advice you have for people who are still trying to step into the space of forgiveness?
This is an excellent question indeed. And what we say to you is, when you are looking for forgiveness, then you're taking the first step. Firstly. So we will say the first step is to acknowledge that you want to forgive, or that you want to receive forgiveness. So what we say to you is that is the first step. The second step is to look at love. So again, you choose a loving thought that you have of someone else, and you can then bring love to your heart, feel it within your heart, and then think of that person. And this is an exercise that you can do, and it is connecting that love force to the person that you are struggling to forgive. It is a beautiful exercise that will help you to expand your heart also, because you're connecting to a high vibration, a high loving part of yourself, and then you are putting it into your heart, and it will expand because you are trying to change into something more. What forgiveness is the gift of looking into your heart and saying, I want to change. There is something that needs to change within me. And with that change comes a great deal of releasement, because it gives you a new beginning. It gives you a new, shall say, a new start or a rebirth. And in each forgiveness that you connect to, you honor yourself and you honor God. For you are being who you truly are, a gift of love itself.
That's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. Let's talk about numbers just for a minute, just for a moment. Do you all really communicate with us via numbers?
Indeed, indeed. It is a beautiful gift to be able to connect in mathematics, for they are the gift of the universe. They are part of the fabric of everything that the universe is. Everything is a beautiful number, and the numbers are infinite. So what is the gift of numbers truly? Well, it's a little piece of the universe speaking to you in that moment, saying, this is the gift that we give you today. This is the gift that you have given to us, and this is the gift that you are going to receive. For everything that you do is a beautiful gift of numbers, and everything that you are is a beautiful gift of numbers. For are you not filled with so many cells, have so many hairs, have so many cheeks, teeth, nose, eyes? Everything has meaning, and so do numbers.
That's exciting. We see everyone, we've gotten confirmation they do communicate with us via numbers. So when we see numbers, right, do we then go back to what we were thinking before we saw that number, what we were doing when we saw that number, in that way? Is that a message? And I know a lot of us go on Google and Google what the meaning, the angel number means. So is that something you encourage us to do, to kind of go back to, like, what was I thinking before I saw that number?
We say to you, it is intuitive what you feel. So if you feel drawn to a specific, we shall say, sentence regarding that number, for there may be several that are similar but very different. And we say, which one tells you what you feel you are hearing? That is the intuition saying, this is the message that you need to receive. And the gift of the numbers is that you have a physical confirmation. For you cannot see us, and many can, but many can't. And so we give you these confirmations to say, we are here, we are here, we are here.
So beautiful. I love that. I love that. Um, so, is there a message that you have for the collective of beings who will be listening to this recording? Do you have a message for everyone who will hear this?
We do indeed. And this is the message that we wish to give all that listen, all that hear, and all that are open. And it is this: love is you, and you are love. And the gift of love is that it is never ending, and you are infinite beings of love, joy, and happiness. And even in your darkest moments, we say to you, look to the light, look to the joy, look to the happiness, for it gives you many gifts in its understanding of growth. For when you see the light and the love and the joy in the most uncomfortablest moment, it will alleviate that difficulty and will lighten the burden. But what we say also is that everything that you experience in this world is a gift of greater understanding. For without your body, you would be pure love, pure light, pure joy, pure happiness, and you would just be that gift infinitely. But you are immortal, and so you come to know what it is to forget, to go through these trials and difficulties, these journeys of greater understanding. And if you have a life of pure joy or a life of difficulty, we are loved equally. No one is higher or lower than anyone else. Everyone is loved equally. You do not have to do the highest of act to be loved, but the highest of act gives the highest of love. And so we say thank you for giving us this opportunity to speak. Thank you for the joy of this conversation, and we send our love and our joy and our happiness to you all in all of what you are. Our blessings, our love.
Wow. Wow. What a beautiful, beautiful interaction and a beautiful message for the collective is the reminder that we are all loved. Thank you so much, Fiona, for being that communication device for the angels. And what a beautiful, beautiful transmission that was. In my introduction, I introduced you as an intuitive life coach and channeler. So, can you talk a little bit about what you do, what services you provide, and then we'll definitely talk about, maybe ways that you would like to be contacted if you're open to it.
Yes, well, thank you, Loretta. To be honest, I have been sort of under the radar, so to speak. I have just been going within and connecting to the unconditional love. So I have been helping people one at a time, but then one person speaks to another person, and but because my services are free, and so I have not advertised myself as a channeler as such, except on my personal Facebook. But I do have a group called the Positive Angel Group. It has been, I do come in flows with it. So, but people are welcome to join that. There's a lot of music, a lot of videos that resonate with me. I do put guidance comes through every so often, and I put a guidance thing on there. I haven't started my own YouTube channel yet. I've been waiting, so I'm still waiting for that. However, I do have an email, which is the Positive Angel Community at gmail.com. So if you want to connect and you would like to have a channeling session, then you are more than welcome to connect with me. Obviously, at the moment, I would be limited to if there was a lot of people. So it depends on how many people connect with me, on how quick I can get to people. If there's just a few, then that would be absolutely fine. But at the moment, you know, I do it for free. So that is the gift that I offer at the moment.
So everyone, Fiona Jaynes offers these sessions for free, but I am going to let everyone know that she accepts donations. Fiona has taken a step out on faith, and she is not, you know, currently employed. Her choice, her choice. So donations are always welcome. It is important to have that equal exchange of energy. And one of the ways that we love one another is through resource. And so definitely always open to donations for the time and the energy. And I've had a session with Fiona, and I mean, when I tell you her speech and the vibration of the angels that speak through her, you feel in your body, you feel through your emotions. They love to interact with us. They love to have a playful exchange. And you'll walk away just in such a higher space. So she is an amazing channel. She really is. And she has gone through a beautiful journey to be in this space. And she does offer that energy of unconditional love. So yes, please reach out to her. Her email address I'll have in the comment section in the description box. The Positive Angel Community at gmail.com. And I am a part of the Facebook group that she has, which is beautiful. So yeah, I wanted to make sure I say that. So Fiona, do you have any other words, any other messages that you yourself wanted to convey? Any words of wisdom that you wanted to convey to the collective?
Yes, I would. Thank you for that, Loretta, and thank you for that kindness. I want to say that I'm truly grateful for this beautiful conversation, but I want to say to everybody that's watching and everybody that feels connected to this conversation, that you are ready to grow and that you are beautiful. And for all those that don't feel ready, I love you anyway. I love you all. You are a beautiful gift to this world. No matter how you feel, where you want to go, you are an amazing person. And the gift of love says that to you also.
Oh, I love it. I love it when the guest has taken me to church, and I have gone to church today. This is such a high vibrational engagement. It's been incredible. And if that's all you have, Fiona, I do have closing remarks. And we'll close us out. So Fiona, as you know, the most brilliant and priceless stones in existence have gone through a dynamic refinement process. Even naturally developing precious stones and crystals endure harsh weather conditions vacillating between extreme hot and cold temperatures, in addition to incredibly high pressures, to form the most unique and dazzling gems. And Fiona, you have gone through a similar process. Your journey of experiencing the vast arrays of colors and varying degrees of both light and dark has produced a refinement of energy so clear, so brilliant, that you pull out the very best in all of us. Because of your process, you are able to show us our own beauty and divinity. You have ventured into areas that is not often talked about, yet many have experienced. And it has resulted in such a magnificent space of non-judgment, joy, and purity that is the perfect formula for unconditional love. You have gone through the fire, Fiona, and have emerged as a beautiful beam of light for us all to see. Thank you for your courage. Thank you for your heart of service for yourself and others. And thank you so much for being on this planet with us at this time, as we all go through this process of remembering that which we are. It has been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. It has been a pleasure. Thank you for coming today.
Wow, thank you, Loretta. That was incredible. Thank you for those beautiful words which have gone straight to my heart. And it's been an absolute joy to my heart and to all that have been connected to me for this beautiful interaction. So thank you.
Yes, yes, you're welcome. And Fiona, we end with a heart. I love it. And everyone, thank you so much for stopping by the show. I hope you've enjoyed this communication with Fiona and the angels. And I encourage everyone to speak to your angels. No names are required. No labels are required. I know we tend to want to label, is this an archangel or an angel? Just trust that if it resonates with you, it's high in vibration. And interact, ask for help. I get on my angels' nerves. I get on their nerves. Okay. I don't get on their nerves, but I ask them all the time. That's what they're there for. So they love it. They really do. They love interacting with us. They enjoy this co-creation that we're doing with them. So I encourage you to do that. Be open to the idea that you have angels assigned to you. Be open to that idea, and then begin communicating and interacting with not only your angels, but of course, God and any ascended masters that you might resonate with. We are all one. We are all one. Yes. And love and light, everyone. Have a wonderful week. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, everyone, after this past session that you just watched, our beautiful Fiona Jaynes informed me that she speaks light language. So we can't miss out on that, can we? So I have invited her back to share her beautiful light language with the collective.
Thank you, Loretta. Thank you for this beautiful opportunity to show what light language looks like and sounds like. It's a gift and also an expression of love and light. And it has many different, I shall say, many different communications that comes through it. And it is a beautiful exchange of energy, and it then brings the energy to the heart and gives what it needs. So that is the intention today, and it's very important to let you know that that is the intention, and that is to bring love, light, joy and happiness into your heart and to help you in a time when you need it. And so the gift of this light and the gift of this love is now going to be given. I am. Sara potoro kiatari, mana tosoro I atanukoro. Anohi atipa ania dosoro. Masati ko hona iatan okus honoto ara tanosoro. Ma ayati pukotiasa. Mana dono ki atos ora. Mana dono kura. Hi a kohan. Hatar. Mos hianat okoto ianat iatonoto hiatanya. Hono osoro hati atono iati po hati ato sonikiata. Mana to sonoro. Hi anatonoro. Natia. Honotia. Otono piati. Mana to sonokia. I am the gift of your heart and the joy within. I am the light in the light in the light. I am the happiness and the joy. And I come to you in love and in the divine of God and of Yeshua and of the angels. Doro iana tusuno kias. I am the gift. I am the light. Maya tatono soro ko oso. I ana tusunoka. Motono Mania. And in this little moment, we give you one more gift, a gift of joy and a gift of love. And it is this. Turukatiano tu naratira surukuyanai. Surukunahi, Surukanahi, Torakiatia, Adana Sono. Here. The gift is given, the gift is given, the gift is given.
Wow. That was heavenly. Thank you so much.
You are truly welcome.
Thank you. I hope everyone have their headphones on and have received that blessing. Everyone have a great week. Love you all. Love you all. Bye-bye.
Blessings.